Smiling and confident, Roger Stone looks almost triumphant as he walks out of a federal courthouse, despite taunts of "lock him up" from the crowd. Perhaps for good reason. He's sentenced to 3 years and 4 months in prison, but as President Donald Trump hints, he might not serve any of it.
Because Roger has a very good chance of exoneration, in my opinion.
That's a reference to Stone's request for a new trial based on alleged jury bias. The president himself pleaded Stone's case in Las Vegas to a friendly audience of rehabilitated prisoners.
It's my strong opinion that the forewoman of the jury, the woman who was in charge of the jury, is totally tainted. When you take a look, how can you have a person like this?
More tantalizing is the president's hint that he might pardon his longtime friend and fixer, a man so loyal to his previous boss, President Richard Nixon, that he still bears a tattoo with Nixon's image on it.
I'm going to watch the process. I'm going to watch it very closely, and at some point I'll make a determination. But Roger Stone and everybody has to be treated fairly, and this has not been a fair process.
The sentencing phase of the case began with Department of Justice prosecutors saying guidelines called for a 7 to 9 year sentence. Then President Trump tweeted that was a miscarriage of justice. Attorney General William Barr personally intervened to reduce the sentence recommendation, but later complained the president's tweets were making his job impossible. In the end, the judge handed down a sentence that was less than half the original prosecutor's recommendation. It was anything but a standard trial. The judge and others call the intervention by the president and Attorney General William Barr unprecedented.
It is a genuine threat to the credibility of the Justice Department, particularly when it comes to these sorts of politically sensitive charges that touch on people close to the president. This isn't the first time we've seen Attorney General Barr do something that raises a lot of eyebrows around cases the president cares about.
The question now is, will President Trump, a conservative who has liberally used his pardoning power, extend that power to a man the judge found guilty for covering up the president's own misdeeds? John Hendren, Aljazeera, Washington.